Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is a handful of hours later, and we are back. It's been a little bit since we checked out the title track for CRAVITY's most recent release off of the Masterpiece EP, and it is time to check out the entire EP and all the songs on it. So here we go. I'm tremendously excited. I am ready to learn some names and some voices because my level of CRAVITY knowledge is restricted purely by having only seen them on Game Caterers. So I only know, the 5 members that were on Game Caterers, and I could only probably pick out 3 of them. But we're going to learn some things today, and we're going to listen to some good music. So, here we go. Also, when I was out and about getting the things I needed to do today done, Party Rock came up on my Spotify shuffle, and oh my god, I forgot how good that song was. Just that hook, the boom 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 it's so catchy, and the chorus too. Oh my goodness. Okay, normally I feel like we don't really listen to the title track again if it's a fresh album listen, but because one, I want to learn the members' names and like voices a little bit better, and 2, the MV didn't have subtitles if I remember correctly. So we're going to do the title track again, and we're just going to run through all of them. Had to scour the expanse of YouTube a little bit to try and pull lyric videos from. Right as I finished doing the MV for Groovy, half the songs didn't have lyric videos. At this point, all of them have color-coded lyric videos in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what their accuracy is going to be, but it's going to be a better visual for you and for me rather than doing it purely on Spotify, which I'll sacrifice a little bit of audio quality for some visuals in a way. So, alright, gentlemen, here we go. Volume's good. So Songman's voice really is high. His talking voice was really high in Game Caterers, I noticed. But also, Minhy's head voice is really nice. Okay. Hyunjung is doing kind of like a similar thing to Zuho from SF9, where he's got kind of like a double track, and his natural voice is lower. Very cool.
We never gonna stop in the big bang. 너를 구매하는 채로 돌리고 link back. 너와 나의 groove 마저 lay back. Back 너를 뒤에 두고 느껴봐. Yeah, chillin'. 여기 딱 그 자리에 우리 groovy trapping.
Yeah, that 1-2 of Alan and Sidim is really nice. They ride the flow really well. Also, Hyunjun's low vocals, very nice. And a little bit of lower register something in there as well. This breakdown, it's just enough EDM to switch up the flow of it and to just make it a little bit more aggressive than the rest of the song, and it fits the choreo section as well. Really nice held note there. Very faint, very long vibrato at the end.
You make me feel so groovy. 너틀 때 너랑 music. Get up going crazy for you. 너로 번지면 more. Keep it groovy. Keep it groovy. 꽉 이 순간을 영원히 feel groovy. You make me feel so groovy. Alright. Groovy. Let's go. Keep it groovy. Keep it groovy. 꽉 이 순간을 영원히 feel groovy.
The way the song ends, it's on the freaking volume rocker again.
Keep it groovy. 꽉 이 순간을 영원히 feel groovy.
The way that song ends is so nice. I love that. It's such a brief outro, but we get an outro and there's a resolution to the end of the song instead of it just all of a sudden like ending before the phrase can finish. There's a nice little resolution at the end that's done like, admittedly a little bit synthesized, but it's just like a vocal outro. Okay. I think I'm kind of slowly starting to understand. I think I'm for sure picking up on the members that I'm familiar with a little bit easier. So like my level of CRAVITY knowledge, probably should have explained earlier, is I know the 5 members that were in Game Caterers. So Serim was in it, Jungmo was in it, I think Minhee was in it, Hyungjun was in it, and then Songmin was in it. Off the top of my head, I could point out Songmin, Hyungjun, and Serim. For me, they're just kind of like easily distinguishable for me in a way. And throughout like the show, you kind of like picked up on bits and pieces of what they could do. What I know for a fact, though, all of them can move. I've mentioned it in the MV like reaction as well, but they got some dance moves. They're really sharp with it, and they've got really good vibes in a way. Like especially in like a variety setting, they seem like, yes, they're nervous because they're like company juniors, especially in like the whole game caterer setting, and they're still they're still kind of fresh babies in a way. So you can tell there's like the hint of nervousness in there, but put them in their comfort zone and they absolutely shine. I think that's so cool. Like it's like 3 things like from game caterers that I absolutely just fell in love with. Just setting, somehow managing to be like the king of fumbling the bag in the games section, which nothing against it. I think that's so freaking funny and adorable. Hyungjun and his facial reactions, oh my goodness, he has such an emotive face. Is that weird to say? He has such an emotive face. And then Songmin, when he had to answer Kepler's Wadada in the quiz game in, I think, at the end of episode 1. Golden moment right there. And he got the girl group moves down as well. But that's like my extent. And it's really nice that like with the color coded like videos and things, I can actually start to learn a little bit. Like, for example, Alan and Serim as a 1-2 rap duo, kind of nasty. Like, they have really similar tone, especially in the title track, like similar tone and similar flow, and they pair so well with each other. Because like typically on a like 1-2 rap section, in fact, we can actually go back and listen to that because it might be easier to find. Here we go.
Yeah, you know we never gonna stop in the big bang. 너를 구매하는 채로 돌리고 lean back. 너와 나의 groove 마저 lay back. Bang, 너를 뒤에 두고 느껴봐. Yeah, chillin'. 여기 딱 비단해 우리 groovy trapping.
It's like Serim's got just a little bit higher tone to it. Both of them are using roughly the same flow, but the energy behind their flow is really similar, and I really vibe with that, especially on a song that kind of requires you to have good high energy. Because the instrumental still has a decent amount of pace behind it, albeit a little bit simplified. So, and like the rap verse isn't the thing that hits the brakes. In fact, it's the thing that keeps it going. And I think they did a really good job with it. like 1-2 rep punches, you can either go similar style or complete polar opposite styles. They decided to go with the similar style method, and I think it really works for this. All right, next, fly. Hopefully I got the order correct. It is. There we go. I gotta say, that was a very interesting Vocaloid effect in the beginning, but... Okay, okay. Pick up the pace a little bit. Nice arpeggio ascent there. Ooh, little run at the end. Is this the chorus already? I love this unison section. It's so feel good. Why does it feel like a sitcom intro song in a way? Again, really slick transition into the second rapper, and they pair off with each other so well. And really nice pairing again, pairing Somin's high voice with Hyungjin's low voice there. Up to the sky, I wanna shake, shake, shake to the feeling. Oh, this is so good. Up to the city, baby, we fly, fly, fly. Say na na na, we rock it so fly. Say na na na, the time you don't get. Na na na, we rock it so fly. Say na 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 na. I love it. I love it. It's so feel good. There's so much serotonin laced with it, and really nice way to bring it down for the bridge here. Little instrumental break as well. It's a talk box solo. Very cool. Oh, different instrumental part for this final chorus. Oh, and the little brass hit at the end. Oh. That was fun. That was really fun. I love that. This is... Okay, we're 2 tracks in, and I'm noticing just how much of a good grasp CRAVITY have on good vibes and good energy. Like, we're gonna go back and just... Oh my goodness, give me that chorus again. Rappers, back and forth. There we go. Like, this is a chorus that you cannot help but move along to. We're going up to the city. Baby, we fly, fly, fly. Ooh. Especially this unisection, or the unison section here. Na na na, we rock you so fly, singing na 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 na. I bet you that you cannot listen along and sing along to this without a smile on your face. It's so happy and it's so feel good. It's unbelievable. Oh. genuinely, like, I know we've only listened to 2 songs. This might be my favorite song on the album. It's so. Oh, I'm a sucker for really cheesy pop music, like high energy pop songs. This hits the nail on the head. And it's also like, I wonder if CRAVITY are going to be one of the first groups this year to shift into the high energy gear. It's like January and February, you tend to get some slower songs because, it's still colder in the northern hemisphere, and it's kind of like, late winter stuff. So a little bit more chill and subdued. Come, March and April, you're getting more of your springtime vibes, Flowers are sprouting, grass is turning green, the birds are beginning to chirp, the energy in the world is getting higher. This might be like, if this is the beginning of the injection of energy within the industry, I'm not even mad at it because CRAVITY is absolutely nailing it. They are 2 for 2 with this album so far. All right, what do we got? Get Lifted. This is the one that I had to wait until the very end to get lyric videos for. Whoa, this is a style switch. Ooh. I like this pre-chorus. There's a very subtle harmony over this chorus top line. Same, that's cool. Damn, I forgot to turn Chrome notifications off. That's my bad, guys. That style switch, going from the really gentle like pre-chorus into this really crunchy electric guitar, like almost like chanting chorus. Yeah, you got me lifted. That is a really energetic chorus. I like that. Nice head voice flap.
Shake it up, shake it. Get lifted. Let's go.
A little bit of a delayed re-entry, but really nice interlude by Alan there. Yeah, you got me lifted. Yeah, you got me lifted.
Look in my eyes.
That's amazing. All right, 3 for 3. Okay, this is spectacular. Give me 2 seconds while I go and mute notifications on my computer. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully that's been sorted out. I haven't run into Chrome notifications in a very long time, but all right, let's talk about Get Lifted. Oh, very different style choice. Not the high energy, like pop song high energy in a way, but this song had real good energy behind it. That chorus is... I love that they went with a chanting style chorus instead of a melodic one. I think it suits it so well. And that's coming from someone who loves the vocal melody. I love just the heavy influence on the rhythm and just the crunchiness of it. I think a very warranted switch up in style, especially for a B-side, and I think it's in the right spot as well. Because oh, I've lost my spot on Spotify. No, okay. Groovy and Fly were both really high energy songs, so having a song like Get Lifted kind of switch up the pace a little bit, I think is really nice. I did want to talk about the instrumental for this song though, like. Let's skip forward a little bit. I want to find a spot. Is anybody else getting kind of Monsta X Gambler meets Love Killer vibes with this? Like, just the instrumental of it. Like, it's like, for me, it feels like the love child of Monsta X's Gambler and Love Killer, and I quite like that, because I love both of those songs. And I think that just CRAVITY have done kind of a wonder with this, because, like, typically when I think of CRAVITY, admittedly, I don't know much of their discography, but, like, I mean, Groovy for one, and then, like, Party Rock is, like, the two most recent titles that they've done, right? And I guess, what was the other one before? Adrenaline, right? All of them, I feel like, have been pretty heavily reliant on, admittedly, kind of high vocals, I think. It's really nice to hear a song like Get Lifted where they just completely flip the script, because I think it works so well for them. Don't get me wrong, I love their melodic stuff, but this is a really nice surprise, and I really like it. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, actually going crazy. It's this bridge that makes the chorus hit so much harder. You just don't get it. Yeah, that's so interesting. If you pay real close attention to the background vocals, I can crank the volume back up again, but it's not just the shouting. There's an actual melodic top line that's really faintly above and behind the main, like, line of the vocals here. And it's such an interesting style choice, because it just could have been another, like, shouting background, just make it sound like a gang chant in a way, but it's just one isolated gang chant vocalist up front, and then there's a really faint, like, almost harmony in the back. So interesting, because it's so almost, like, gentle and delicate in a way, and it's a complete opposite of this crunchy guitar beat underneath it. Really interesting stuff. Alright, Baddie, here we go. Kind of a rocky DM beat. Very nice build, long build. Oh, bass is going crunchy hard here. Here we go. I quite like this kind of, like, Billie Eilish bad vibe type, or bad guy type vibes here on the instrumental in the verse. Alan. Let's go. God, the rap line for this group is tremendous. They make listening to the rap part so exciting for me. I don't know why. Interesting rhythm subdivision on the drum fill leading into the chorus. I'll have to listen to that a couple times to try and figure out what's up with it. Nice. Ooh. Moving, let's go. A little bit of tasteful auto-tune on the descent there. I'm not mad at it. Oh man, this song does not let up, does it? Okay. Again, a little bit of a style switch, but the energy is magnificent. There's legitimately every single song on this album has had immaculate energy. It's Baddie, like from start to finish, was just foot to the floor all the way. Like top speed, oh my goodness. Sediman Alan, however you want to pronounce his name. Oh, them's rapping boys know what they're doing. I quite like it. I quite like it one bit. Ruben on the little floaty section in the bridge. Ooh, I'm pairing it with Hyungjun on the lower vocals, who also has got some range on the vocals as well. Alright, finding this drum fill is going to be impossible. Let's try it anyways. There's a hit in there that doesn't feel like it's right on the 16th subdivision. I wonder if that's purposely done like that. Yeah, there's one hit in there that's slightly delayed, which it might be a stylistic choice, which, if that's the case, interesting style choice. That's definitely my classically trained mind that's kicking in and being like, something ain't right here, but I'm not gonna let that throw me off, because this song is... I just want to hear the rap verse again. The fact that they lead it in with Sungmin's vocals here, and then Jungmo coming in. I think it's the way they're accenting certain parts of certain words that just gives it this sassy part to it. Especially Alan has this distinct sass in his tone when he raps that I'm just absolutely falling in love with. It's so much fun to listen to them rap. And like, I think 1-2 rap verses are some of the coolest things to listen to. Like, some of my favorite rapping verses in songs are 1-2 punches. Like, Everglow's first, or pretty much any Everglow song that has a rapping section, is typically going to be EU followed by Aisha, or the other way around. And it's just exquisite. Or Dreamcatcher's Piggy with Gahyun and Tommy. Amazing rap verse. I'm trying to think of a. Oh, when you have a song, when you have Mingy and Hong go back to back on an ATEEZ track, like Serim and Alan. Why am I calling him Alan all of a sudden? But Serim and Alan's 1-2 rap verses on this album alone have been so much fun to listen to, and we're 4 songs in. I think we have 2 more songs to go. I'm very much excited. All right, let's go on. A to Z, however you pronounce it. Let's go.
Every time I dream, every time I think 자꾸 생각나 지금 뭐해 너는 어딘데 Every day it's worse, what can I say 뻔하면 마디 말로 설명이 안 돼 상상만으로 널 다 알 수 없어 두 마음이 다
Holy range from this group.
궁금해 너의 A to Z 밤새 듣고 싶어 talk to me 사소한 거 하나까지
Okay, this might be the most laid back song so far. Recalibrate myself. It's like an anti-drop, but not really. Ooh, that drop is confusing me a little bit. Really nice way to pair Serim and Minnie together here. That's such an interesting drop. I can't really equate it to anything else, which in its own is a very interesting thing. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Little post-chorus section here. I'm really liking the lower register 1-2 between Jungmo and Hyunjin on this track. Someone's floating up there in the background. Repeat the chorus again. A to Z, and a little post-chorus outro. Alright, that song is interesting. It's very different. And also, like, in terms of energy, very different. It's quick, but it's not extremely bright, like, energy, in a way. Okay, we're, 5 songs in on the album? And I'm very quickly realizing that I cannot put, like, a list or, like, an adjusting scale of who fits where within their the musical register of their vocals, because they're literally everywhere. Like, I'm tremendously amazed at just the range that these guys have. Like, Sungmin, Taeyong, and Woobin, I think out of everyone here probably has the most time spent in the higher register, with Hyungjun and Jungmo on the lower end. But everyone's so interchangeable, it's kind of making it hard to predict who's going to be singing in what register, and I think that's super cool. Because, like, no, when you think of, like, especially with a boy group, you typically have, your typical hard hitters when it comes to the high belting notes and the low tones, and then, like, the members in the middle who can go in both directions. Legitimately, the CRAVITY members can go anywhere. Like, I swear, throughout this album, like, I've heard Hyungjun and Jungmo just on their own go, like, hit the bottom, like, low notes on the song and the high notes on the song. Songmin as well, that kind of, like, whispery low tone and a really gentle high tone. Taeyong on the really high tones and then bringing it back down in the middle, like Minhee holding down that bottom half but floating up there, Wonjin the same way. Like, oh my goodness, they're everywhere, and I think that flexibility allows them to do so much with their music and just allows them to go any direction they want, and that's why they can pull off so many different sounds like this album already. Let me try and break down this drop, because, well, first I have to find it. That drop is one of the most interesting drops I've heard in a hot minute. I think it's A to Z. So the drop comes in 2 measures late, and the drop is like a synth pad version of the hi-hat beat from the verses. Huh. Let me actually listen to that again. Initially, when I heard it, I thought it was going to be like a very stereotypical like electro genre EDM drop, reminiscent of, I don't know how many of you are going to know EDM artists, but I'm thinking like your Raziels, your Pegboard Nerds wouldn't do anything like this, like a Noise Storm, like a Fractal, AU5. Like, there's some electro EDM DJs that I used to follow back in the day that would really ride off that, like, kind of almost atmospheric, like, twinkling, like, lower synth in the background. And then all of a sudden they kick it in with this, like, trance-type beat, and it's just like, where did this come from? But I don't hate it. I understand why they decided to go with that direction. The timing's a little bit skewy, because I feel like a 2-bar delayed drop is a little bit rare in a way. Like, typically a delayed drop would be like, I don't know, a measure or 4. I feel like 2 is a really weird in-between, like, gray area in terms of music. Because you're like halfway within the phrase, so it's like, it doesn't feel like it's like a proper delayed drop, but it doesn't feel like the drop was on time either. It's kind of a weird gray area. That's definitely a subjective thing as well. Is music, like, but in music theory terms, that is a very interesting place to put an actual drop. But I don't hate it. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. And I definitely don't hate the song either, because the song kind of vibes. I still, do I still want to put Fly as my top B-side on the album so far? I don't know. Get Lifted was pretty good too. Anyways, we have one more song to go. Light the Way. Here we go. Let's finish this album strong, shall we? Typically a ballad will be coming here. Alright. It's a little bit loud in the mix. A little bit of vocalist style in here. I love how aggressive the piano hits are on the downbeat of every measure. I think this singular percussion hit is helping as well.
수 있을진 몰라도 보이지 않는 길의 끝에 서 날 기다려줘 꽉 잡을 테니까 You light my way You light my way You light my everything is only you 너 없이 나도 없어
Nice head voice flip song, man. And I love that they start that line with the minor note there. Again, Hyunjin with the range. Taeyoung's getting a little bit lower. Gentle head voice flip. Set him dropping it down while the head note trails away. Songman's got a very unique tone once you put some power behind it. It's a very light tone. And Minhy's got a nice, rich, high chest voice. I love that they're bringing it down for this bridge here. We're getting lower voice Wonjin here as well. This little minor chord there. No, it's not over. No, no, it can't be over. What? Oh, I was feeling that. It's over already. Wow. You know what I find really interesting about this song is the fact that it was a ballad in the first place. Out of the albums that I've checked out this year, not many albums have had a ballad. And I was kind of concerned that one, CRAVITY were going to follow the same trend of not putting a ballad in this album, and two, what type of style choice were they going to go if they were going to go with a ballad? And if they were going to go with a ballad, how is that going to affect the energy of the album as a whole? All those concerns out the window. No need to bother about any of it, because even though a ballad, slower, more emotion-filled, slower ballad like this doesn't impede in the vibes of the album, and that's so tremendously important for the full package. That also may be me being slightly biased towards ballads because I'm a big sucker for ballads, but and I'm so glad they didn't decide to try and shoehorn in like a really blatant, like kind of in-your-face rap verse in this, because it really didn't need it. We got some Serim and Alan like nice low vocals, and once again, kind of proving my point of me talking about the range of this group. Bro, what is the range of this group? It's like you have your, how many members right here? 5, 6, 7, 9 members. 9. Okay, so say you take all 9 members and you stack them in a line, right? And then you kind of like displace them on an XY graph on like vocal range low to high and vocal power low to high. You literally cannot plot them on a graph like that, because they cover so many places at once. It's kind of nuts. And like, I been knew that these boys could sing, but this is ridiculous. But I do, like, for me, the like killing point for me on this song Give me my boy Songmin on that head voice clip. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I know I sang over it, but oh my goodness. And this little light the way, light the way, light the way. Little really gentle, like almost breathing little motif in the background for the sub vocals. Oh, so pretty. Spectacular album, gentlemen. This is. Look, I don't say this lightly, okay? This is a group I don't follow all that closely. And that maybe because they're kind of fresh and I've only found out about them admittedly kind of recently. Like, Party Rock is pretty recent, all things considered, in terms of like how long I've been like really invested in this genre. And let me actually pull up my Google Drive real quick because I want to see, for those of you who don't know, I like do an end of year video where I kind of just list everything and anything that was like that I really enjoyed over the year. I'm trying to look at the album of the year list and see who's on that list right now, because legitimately this masterpiece EP by CRAVITY, once again, pun intended, heavily intended, is a friggin' masterpiece. It's so good. It genuinely might be, at this point today, on the, there we go, okay, the 6th of March, the year 2023, CRAVITY's masterpiece EP legitimately might be sitting at the top of my list for album of the year. And that's for everyone. And there have been albums I've absolutely enjoyed, like Signature's My Little Aurora, or Triple S's Assemble EP, Lucy's Insert Coin EP, Busoksun's Second Wind single. This CRAVITY masterpiece EP legitimately might be sitting at number 1 for the time being. And that's saying a lot, because Busoksun's Second Wind single was spectacular. But this album is ridiculous. There's so much quality in this album. Every single song is jam-packed full of absolutely killer vocals, some fire rapping. The instrumentals hit so hard. The energy is so good. Even the ballads, oh my goodness, it hits right in the feels. It's perfect. It's got everything it needs for a perfect ballad. Like, emotional piano hits, the mix is really gentle, the vocals are super pretty, the song is really well paced, the song is really well balanced in the vocals, the volume, the EQing, the mixing. It's just, congratulations, CRAVITY. Y'all have done a wonder on this project, and I cannot be happier about it. Oh my goodness, it's been an hour, or it's been 50 minutes almost, and this album is 6 songs long. How long have I been talking? Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you all for dealing with me and my rambling. I enjoyed this way too much for my own good. If this made it onto YouTube, hello YouTube. If this didn't, we're unfortunately over on the P Club, but if this is on YouTube and you want to see more channel icons up there, you can find the back catalog stuff watching the past. Drop a subscription if you want to keep up to date with whenever I upload new videos. And if you want to watch another video my right away, YouTube recommends you watch that video down there. And until next time, bye-bye.